Bonjour, mes amis. You're listening to the Sort Yourself Out podcast. Today, we're discussing all things energy. Just what the heck is the energy body, and how can you tune it up? Not only to have more energy to power your life, but also to improve your health and well-being on all levels. And get this, how to stop an illness before it even manifests in your physical body. I'm your host, Janine Hunt, natural health therapist for over 30 years, hypnotherapist, lifelong student, and spiritual seeker. I like to seek out the most effective practices and techniques that provide the greatest bang for my buck and the fastest route to freedom from whatever is holding us back. I can't wait to share with you these powerful techniques so that you too can sort yourself out, know deeper meaning in your life, and best of all, a sense of inner peace. So let's get started. Well, hello there. We have got a really interesting show for you this week, as we're going to be exploring an extremely powerful top-down approach that begins with your energy system. We'll be discussing how you can tune it up via a practice I try to use every day. And we'll also be looking at some other ways to manage your energy via natural health supplements and also crystals that can protect you from electromagnetic frequencies that abound these days and that can drain your energy and leave you feeling out of sorts. So a few years ago, I woke up with a stiff shoulder one morning. It developed into rotator cuff tendonitis and got progressively worse until I could barely move my shoulder and arm. I was even having trouble getting dressed in the morning. Now, as you can imagine, as a naturopath, I was not short of things to try, and I threw everything at this. I tried numerous anti-inflammatory supplements. I used essential oils internally and externally. I detoxed my body. I had Epsom salts baths. You name it, I probably did it. But nothing helped, and it just kept getting worse and worse. So I was trying all of this stuff for about a year and getting really disheartened. And then one day I remembered this energy routine video that I had done before, and I started doing it again every day. And within a month, my shoulder was back to normal and I had full mobility again. I can tell you, I was amazed and I was so happy. So today I'm going to share with you this energy technique. It's not my own. It belongs to Donna Eden, who is an amazing energy healer. She teaches energy medicine and energy psychology. She's a really interesting person. She was born with the ability to see people's energy fields. She grew up thinking that everyone could see the dynamic colors and shapes that swirled around and throughout the body. If only. Donna's famous 5-minute energy routine came about when her husband, David Feinstein, who is a psychologist, was helping her to refine how she helped people by narrowing down which treatments were the most powerful, and then of those, which worked for just about everyone, and then to select from these a set of exercises that could be done in 5 minutes, which would establish healthy energy habits in all of the body's energy systems if done every day. And that's how her 5-minute energy routine was born. So before we get further into this, I just want to establish what the human energy system is. In the Ageless Wisdom, it's called the etheric body, and elsewhere it's known as the energy body. The Ageless Wisdom defines it as the vehicle of life force which vivifies and energizes the dense physical body, giving it warmth, motion, and sensitivity. Every form has its etheric counterpart. It's also known as the etheric double, as it's the blueprint of the physical body. It's the electrical system of the body that contains the energy meridians from traditional Chinese medicine, as well as the energy centers or chakras from Ayurveda. The energy body, as the blueprint, is the source of the physical body, its precursor, and it is the medium through which life force flows. And this is the life force known as chi or ki or prana. And it is transmitted to the physical body via the energy body or etheric body. And this energy body also connects us to the energy field of the planet and is the basis for our interconnectedness. Neato, eh? So all sorts of things can cause blockages in the energy system, which will then result in some form or other of physical illness. Any illness or inflammation occurred first in the energy body before it descended into the dense physical body. And that's why Donna's routine is so effective. It can help to clear the blockages of problems that have already manifested in the physical body, as well as preventing future problems from occurring by keeping your energies flowing and in optimal condition. Did you know that in traditional Chinese medicine, people used to pay their doctor to keep them well? We've always done it differently in the West, paying our doctors when we're ill. And consequently, that's why we have a medical model that is basically an industry that thrives on keeping us sick. Donna's routine requires you to thump your fingers on certain points or energy hotspots that can be found on your skin all over your body. Massaging or tapping on these points stimulates, balances, or unblocks specific energy pathways or centers. You also make specific movements that allow energies to move around and to cross over from the left hemisphere of the brain to the right side of the body and vice versa. The activities and stresses of daily life can disrupt the flow of energy and cause it to flow homolaterally, meaning from the same side to the same side, rather than in the proper crossover pattern. And when the energies don't cross over properly, you lose some of your vitality, as well as your ability to heal or prevent illness. So you can see how important it is to keep your energies flowing. And like the Chinese physicians, work preventatively so that imbalances are treated at the energy level and do not need to manifest physically, which is the next stage. And I have noticed that when I do the energy routine, that I have much more energy throughout the day. I don't get the energy slump after lunch where the only thing I want to do is to take a nap. I still feel alert and enthusiastic about carrying on with my work. So I'm putting a link in the show notes to Donna Eden's routine. It's on YouTube, and I'll link to it below. And if you're listening to this elsewhere than theinspirationcloud.com, you can find these links at theinspirationcloud.com/SYO10. And that's 10 as digits, not 10 as the word. Now, here's an interesting exercise from within that routine that I want to highlight as another way that we can tune up our energy system. And that is by protecting ourselves from the people and all manner of things that we experience in a day, thanks to social media and email and terrible scenes on TV that drain our energy or give us an emotional shock. Now, I don't know about you, but I am endlessly perturbed by the images that regularly arrive in my inbox by well-meaning campaigns that I support who want me to add my signature on a petition. And these usually contain terrible images of cruelty that send a shockwave through my emotional body, and I find it really destabilizing. I want to contribute my signature, but I just hate seeing these things. Inwardly, I'm going, God, stop showing me this stuff. You're preaching to the converted. So this exercise, called the zip up, helps me to deal with these things. You place your thumbs and forefingers of each hand together as if you're grasping the end of the zipper. I know that end bit of the zipper has a name, but I don't know what it is. And you run your two hands from your crotch up to just under your lower lip as if you were zipping up a jacket. And then you turn the key and know that you have just protected yourself energetically from other people's energy. You can repeat this a few times if you like. Another way I like to work preventatively is to wear a shungite pendant while I'm working at my computer to protect myself from all of the electromagnetic frequencies. Shungite is a black stone primarily found in Russia that can shield you from electronic pollution. And that is the electromagnetic radiation given off by electrical equipment, including computers, mobile phones, microwaves, and television. It's also a strong grounding stone that improves your connection to the earth. I also have another crystal on my desk. It's a black tourmaline tower to clear the air of electromagnetic frequencies. Black tourmaline doesn't absorb negativity, but transmutes it into positive energy, meaning it improves the vibration of the air where it is located. I got back into using crystals last year after a break of many years. I just kind of forgot about them. And since they've been back in my life, the effect they've had on me has been quite miraculous. Within a couple of days of bringing them back into my space and cleansing them and charging them, which you need to do to clear them of old energies and to get them operating at full power, my room was unrecognizable. Now, our house is woefully underendowed with storage space, but somehow I was inspired to clear out every single area of clutter. And believe me, there were quite a few. And I became this whirling dervish on a mission to clear out all of the crap. And this, my friends, is exactly the kind of job I hate. That's why it was in such a bad state to begin with. But within a couple of days, I had painlessly, and get this, even joyfully, cleared out and cleaned my whole room. And that created a big shift in the energy of the space. It's so much nicer to be in without years of clutter, glaring disapprovingly at me, saying, Janine, you slatternly bitch, get a grip. And also I had the beauty of crystals to admire as well. And it makes me happy just to look at all the lovely colors and shapes. And just in general, you're probably familiar with the effect a good decluttering has on how you feel about a space and how you feel yourself as well when you're in it. So my crystals gave me a triple whammy energy-wise as I was inspired to clear out the crap. And they clear my space of electromagnetic smog. And also, I just feel happy admiring their beauty. So you might want to look into getting some crystals for yourself. Another way I like to help out my energy system is to take some herbal supplements that have a stimulant effect or that help me to focus and concentrate. And often the stimulant herbs will do both of those. My current fave is guarana. The first time I took it, I got into an organization frenzy and did a huge reorganization of the entire supplements department at the organic store where I worked. Hundreds of little bottles. Again, peeps, this sort of thing is normally my idea of a nightmare. But I was just in the zone. I really felt like I had a superpower. I was enthusiastically absorbed, like I was involved in some amazing puzzle. And that experience really impressed me. So I continue to take it when I really want to focus and give myself a mental boost. It has quite a nice long period of action as well. Guarana is an energetic stimulant as well, containing the active ingredient guaranine, which is chemically identical to caffeine. In its natural form, however, the guaranine is bound to the fiber of the seeds, meaning its stimulating component is released slowly, so it's giving you hours of energy. Another stimulant herb I love is Siberian ginseng, or, this is a bit of a mouthful, Eleutherococcus senticosus. I think that's right. Not to be confused with Chinese or Korean ginseng, which is the Panax ginseng. Siberian ginseng is a powerful tonic herb, and it acts on all levels, physically, emotionally, and mentally. So it's really a great choice for an all-in-one herb. It's also known as Eleuthero, and just check out this impressive list of properties. It's an adaptogen, meaning it helps to balance adrenal function and our response to physical, emotional, and mental stress. It has a general tonic effect, helping the body to withstand heat and cold and to maintain homeostasis. It's useful in cases of chronic exhaustion and debility, as well as occasional fatigue. It can help with insomnia from nervous exhaustion and that weird too tired to sleep paradox. It stimulates the immune system and can be taken both to aid recovery from chronic illness and to prevent infection. It increases physical endurance. Athletes have experienced as much as a 9% increase in stamina when taking Eleuthero. It improves concentration and can be taken before exams or in situations that are mentally challenging and stressful. And it helps to balance mood swings. So that is impressive. Now, you don't want to take these herbs too late in the day, as you want the stimulant effect to wear off before you go to sleep. I've taken them as late as around 2:30 in the afternoon, with no negative effect for going to sleep around 10 or 11 p.m. Okay, another great way to tune up your energy system, and this is one of my faves, is to take a sea salt bath. So think of how exhilarated and refreshed you feel after bathing in the sea. Back in the old days, sick people used to travel to the seaside and take long saltwater bathing cures. And that tradition continues today in posh thalassotherapy spas. Now, a bath at home won't give you quite the same exhilaration as a dip in the sea, but it's still a fantastic and relaxing way to help cleanse, heal, and balance your energy system whilst repelling negative vibrations. It's also full of minerals, so it helps to relax your muscles and detox your body too. So you want to add a couple of cups of plain, coarse, or rock sea salt, with no added iodine or fluoride, please, to the tub. So you add a couple of cups to the tub when you start running your bath, and make the water nice and hot and give it a really good swish around with your hands to dissolve the salt. Now, here's a little tip for buying cheap sea salt. Here in France, I can buy 10-kilo bags of coarse sea salt in the supermarket, and they sell it for pickling purposes. And it's maybe 4 or 5 euros a bag, which is a really good deal. And that goes a long way. You're going to get a lot of baths out of a 10-kilo bag. The salt is a little gray and it's unrefined. You can buy really expensive coarse sea salt that's beautifully white, and this sea salt is marketed as the premium top layer of the salt. My old yoga teacher, Marie-Claude, knew someone who worked on the local salt flats here in France, where they make some of this famous salt. And apparently, this top layer is covered in seagull poop. And people pay big bucks for it. They most likely don't know about the poop, though. But, I think I'll stick to the gray stuff. So, back to the bath. You can add a few drops of essential oils, if you have some, to make it even more relaxing and pleasant. Lavender, geranium, patchouli, and juniper are all good options. But you might want to combine them with a little base oil or alcohol before adding them to the water so they don't irritate your skin. These particular essential oils don't bother me, but if you're not sure, do mix them with something, the alcohol or the oil, as you want to be able to lie in the tub and soak for a good 20 minutes. And definitely avoid citrus oils, as they are irritating to the skin. So it would be a nice addition to listen to some music or an audiobook or a podcast and just chillax. If you like, you can deepen the energetic cleansing process by listening to a free guided meditation I've created and that you can download. It's called the Quantum Liberation Spa, where we cleanse old, stuck energies and outmoded beliefs from all levels of your being. And get this, we restore the divine blueprint of optimal function, balance, harmony, and wholeness. And we even create a powerful anchor that you can use to access the heightened state of well-being that you're experiencing in the Quantum Liberation Spa whenever and wherever you want. So whether you use it when you're soaking in the bath or not, I want you to put aside 20 minutes of me time and get ready to refresh and rejuvenate at the Quantum Liberation Spa. If you're listening to this from the Inspiration Cloud, you can download it from the link in the show notes, or you can get it at theinspirationcloud.com/SYO10. Okay, folks, I'm going to wrap this up now. And if there's one big takeaway I want you to get from this podcast, it's to do the Donna Eden energy routine. The link to the video is in the show notes. And the video is about 11 minutes long, but once you watch it a few times and get the moves memorized, the routine only takes about 5 minutes, and it is so worth it. Give it a try and you won't go back. And remember, this routine helps you to clear energy disturbances in your energy body before they manifest in your physical body. And you got to do that, right? Right. Okay, my friends, I think I might go and have a saltwater bath myself now. All that talking about it has made me think, yes, that's what I need. So, thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll be back next week when I'll be discussing how to discover your higher purpose. See you then. Thanks so much for listening. I really hope you found this podcast helpful and full of uplifting ideas that you can put into practice in your life. And if you have, chances are your friends and family will too. So please share it with them on social media. You'll be helping them to sort themselves out, because I bet you think they need it, right? But seriously, you'll also be doing me a huge favor in return, and I will be eternally grateful. I would also love it if you would leave me a review on iTunes, preferably a nice one, please. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast too. If you have any questions or would like me to address a certain topic, I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at info@theinspirationcloud.com. Have a good one. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.